We welcome everybody back to Out of the Park Baseball. It is the 28th of July in the year 1871. And it is the Fort Wayne Kekiongas at 13 and 11, traveling to the 9 and 10 New York Mutuals. Fort Wayne a half a game back, looking to join both Rockford and Chicago at the top of the National League. They can do so here tonight with a win. New York, currently a game and a half back, will fall two back. I'm sorry, they're currently 2 games back. They will fall 2.5 back with a loss. They'll pull within 1.5 with a win. They'll also drag Fort Wayne a game behind Chicago and Rockford should they win. But it is going to be out of the park tonight. We welcome everybody back. It should be a great matchup. I'm certainly looking forward to it. And we're ready to get underway. We're going to start with the starting lineups, starting with your visiting Fort Wayne Kekiongas. Leading off will be Dickie Flowers, the shortstop, batting .349, 12 RBIs so far this season. He's 3 for 13 versus Volters. Cal Sensendorfer, the center fielder, is in the number 2 spot. He is batting .284 with 16 RBIs. He is 2 for 14 versus Volters this season. Jimmy Wood, the second baseman, is batting in the 3 spot. 1 home run, 22 RBIs, and a .333 average. Is batting 5 for 12 against Volters so far this season. Steve King, left fielder, will bat in the 4 spot. He's batting .286 with 18 RBIs. He's 3 for 12 versus Volters. Harry Schaefer is in the 5 spot. Third baseman, batting .259 with 11 RBIs. He's 4 for 13 versus Volters. Wes Fisler, the first baseman, on a cold streak, but batting .321 overall in the season. 15 RBIs. He is 4 for 12 versus Volters. Fergie Malone in the 7 spot, the catcher, batting .267 with 14 RBI so far this season. He's 3 for 12 versus Volters. Dave Birdsall, the right fielder, will be back in the lineup. He is batting 8. He is batting .333 with 19 RBI so far this season. He is 3 for 10 versus Volters. And then pitcher George Zetlin will round things off. He is batting .260, 12 RBIs so far this season. He's 4 for 12 versus Volters this season. And the hometown New York Mutuals, Mike McGarry leads things off. Well, I should say we'll come back to the pitching matchup in a minute, but for the hometown New York Mutuals, Mike McGarry will lead things off. The second baseman batting .271, 5 RBIs so far this season. He's 2 for 14 versus Zetlin. Steve Bellin on a hitting streak. That's going to be tested here tonight. .342 average, 9 RBIs. He is batting 2 for 4 versus Zetlin so far this season. Cal McVeigh, the catcher, bats in the 3 spot. 1 home run, 9 RBIs. He is 5 for 15 versus Volters. .348 average overall. That home run coming against the Fort Wayne pitcher. Henry Burroughs is in the 4 spot, left fielder. Bats in the batting .221 with 9 RBIs. He's 2 for 12 versus Zetlin so far this season. Riney Volters, the pitcher, in the 5 spot, batting .240, 10 RBIs so far this season. 3 for 11 versus Zetlin. Art Allison in the 6 spot, the center fielder, batting .310, 6 RBIs so far this season. But an impressive 7 for 12 versus Zetlin so far this season. Charlie Papor, the right fielder, batting in the 7 spot. He is batting .256 with 13 RBIs so far this season. He's 2 for 3 versus Zetlin. George Ewell on a cold streak, batting .129, 3 RBIs so far this season. He's 0 for 8 versus Zetlin. And then shortstop Pete Donnelly rounds it out. He is batting .260, 12 RBIs, 4 for 12 versus Zetlin so far this season. The pitching round, or on the pitching matchup, I should say, on the mound for Fort Wayne is George Zetlin, 13 and 11 in 24 starts so far this season with a 3.23 ERA. He has a 1.36 whip. He's 2 for 1 versus the Mutual so far this season with a 2.33 ERA in those 3 games. Riney Volters will take the mound for New York, 9 and 10 in 19 starts with a 2.03 ERA. He has a 1.2 whip and he is 1 for 2 versus Fort Wayne so far this season with a 3.8 ERA in those matches. From the Union Grounds in Brooklyn, New York, it is a 2:05. First pitch starts, wind blowing out to left at 12 miles an hour. It is 71 degrees. For those of you that use Celsius, I believe that is going to be 22. I think about that 40, like 21 and a half. We are ready to get underway. As the game sets up. And there we go. We're ready to get underway here. And immediately we got to go to our first inning sponsor. Bobby is an awesome Dutch streamer. Last playing FIFA. Here he is playing FIFA. But he's also been playing through like the Saints Row games. I remember this. The lag. the pure lag on FIFA. You got to love it. Right, go give him a follow if you haven't already. The great Bobby MCG Maps will sponsor our first inning here tonight. I should be back streaming next week. Needed a break. I totally get that, man. I'm probably going to take one. I'm probably going to take one around the end of probably the first week of June. But I did announce on some other streams that if and when I reach 2,500 followers on Twitch, which I know we're 270 away. But if and when, I will do a 24-hour stream. I will take a week off from work, and I'll do a 24-hour stream. I should end my break at some point. All good. So, I'm going to regret doing a 24-hour stream. I'm going to hate doing a 24-hour stream. But I'll do one if and when we hit 2,500 followers. I think that's what I'll do. Right, Rainy Valder's on the mound. We are ready to go. First pitch from the Union Grounds in Brooklyn, New York. Only been 5 months, though. It's all good. Sometimes you need it. The first pitch is swung on and missed. It's 0-1. We're underway. Here's the 0-1. Grounded foul. It'll be 0-2. I'm going to get up and stretch during each of the half-ending breaks, by the way, so anticipate the full 3-minute breaks during each of the half-ending breaks that we have tonight. Just get up and stretch the leg. I am sore. I did a really hard, intense workout today during the lunch break, and then I went and had to dig out a bush afterwards. So my legs are jelly. They just need to stretch a little more. Right. Here's the 0-2. That's high, 1-2. The 1-2. Off the plate, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. I don't. He says it's high, but that looked right down the chute to me. Ball 3. The full count pitch. Ball 4. Dickie Flowers draws a walk in the opening at bat of the game. Here's Count Sensender for first pitch to him. He bunts it down. The throw over to first is in time. So Sensendorfer with the sack bunt. That is going to move Flowers over to second. 2-3 on the putout. And there's a runner in scoring position with 1 out. It's going to bring up Jimmy Wood, the second baseman. First pitch to Wood. That's high and away, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. And that's going to get by the catcher. And Flowers is going to go to third. It's a pass ball. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And that is high, ball 3. Does he have the green light? 3-0. He's taking all the way. That's a called strike, 3-1. The 3-1 is shot up high in the left. Might not be deep enough for the runner to tag. It's not going to be. And that is Jimmy Wood sat down. Left fielder Steve King will settle in. First pitch to King. Runner 90 feet away with 2 outs. He's fouled that off. Here's the 0-1. High and in, 1-1. The 1-1 is lined into right. Right fielder coming over. He's not going to get there. It's going to be an RBI single for Steve King. And Flowers scores. Fort Wayne have jumped down to a 1-0 lead. And this is going to bring up, hey, what's up, Bobby? It's going to bring up Harry Schaefer, third baseman, runner on first, 2 down. The Groningen job just came up. Oh, is it destiny? That's lined in the left, but foul. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And the umpire's called a balk. The umpire has called a balk. It's only the second balk of the 1871 season, but it's a balk. And the umpire tells King he gets second base for free. They've been stuck in the second division since the start of the save. Wow. It might be destiny then. They're still in the Eredivisie in my save in TLS. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Grounded back to short. No play. It's an infield single. And it just looks like Donnelly was playing really deep, and it kind of was a little dribbler that died in the infield. He had to come a long way for it. Couldn't get it over to first in time. That'll leave runners on the corners with 2 outs for Wes Fizzler. Are you going to apply, Bobby? Are you going to apply? Here's the first pitch to Fizzler, and he's fouled that off, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. And that one's off the plate. 1-1. You just applied. Nice. Here's the 1-1. Off the plate. 2-1. The 2-1 is ripped into right. Is that going to land fair? No. Foul ball is the call. Here's the 2-2. That's high, ball 3. The 3-2 is grounded back to the mound. Over to first, and it's a bad throw. It's an E1. Reiny Volters credited with the error. King will score. Schaefer gets the second. 2-0 Fort Wayne. That's going to bring up Fergie Malone, the catcher. First and second, 2 outs. First pitch, and this is ripped right at the third baseman. He's got it, and the side is retired. 2 runs on 2 hits, and they leave 2 men on base. We go to the bottom of the first. Fort Wayne have taken the lead 2-0. I would have said, hey, I totally get it, man. I totally get it. In the KKD, it would probably be Roda. What's the KKD? Oh, is that the Keukenkampioen division? That's the second tier in Netherlands. I got it. Right, we're going to take a 3-minute break. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. Right, we welcome you back. Bottom first in Brooklyn, Fort Wayne, 2-0. Zetlin's on the mound ready to go. So are we. McGeary in the batter's box. Here's the first pitch. That's going to catch the inside corner for a strike. 0-1. Guess who got a job interview? Let's go. Let's go. Here's the 0-1. That's ripped right at the second baseman. And it's through his legs. I think they're going to count that as a hit. They are. Scoring decision on that is a base hit. So McGeary, it's considered a single. Leadoff man aboard here for New York. That'll bring up Steve Bellens, third baseman. Here's the first pitch. Throw over to first, and the runner is back in time. He bunts this down, and they throw it over to second in time for the out. So sacrifice 2-3, sacrifice bunt. That moves McGeary over to second. Here's Cal McVay. First pitch to McVay. Inside, ball one. Here's the 1-0. Inside, ball two. The 2-0. Check swing. They're going to ask third. They're going to ask first base. He did not go. 3-0 the count. Here's a 3-0. At the lettering for a called strike. 3-1. Here's the 3-1. Ripped in the left, way back there, and it's going to be off the base of the wall. It's a double for McVay, and McGeary will score on the play. 2-1. RBI double at that. Here's Henry Burroughs, left fielder. First pitch to Burroughs. That's fouled down the right field line. Here's the 0-1. Rounded back to the mound. Throw over to first is in time. Does not move the runner. 1-3 on the putout. That brings up Riney Walters. 1-2 out. First pitch to Walters, and he's flied it out the right. Right fielder's there. He makes the grab, and the side is retired. 1 run on 2 hits, and they leave 1 man on base. We go to the top of the second. It's 2-1 Fort Wayne. It'll be the 8-9-1 spots due up. Dave Birdsall will be the first man up. I'm right there with you, Stuart. New ending means new sponsor, DM Stewart. Here we go, FF1. Oh, well, we've all been there. He is a speedrunning retro game commentator, commentating the Final Fantasy randomizer for FF1 and the Worlds Collide randomizer for FF6. Give him a follow if you haven't already. DM Stewart sponsors our second inning here tonight. Well, apologies that it came up then, Stuart. It is random. Well, hey, let's go. Let's go, Bobby. They're 19. Oh, my God. Time for the turnaround. Right, here's the first pitch to Dave Birdsall to start the second. And that one's away. 1-0. Yeah, I figured as much, Stuart. Man, I feel for you. That was not pleasant when I did that. Here's the 1-0. Grounded to third. Throw from deep third is in time. There's going to be memes aplenty, by the way, because Toronto Maple Leafs have won the NHL draft lottery. So a lot of memes about that's the only thing the Maple Leafs can win, and et cetera, et cetera. Ever impending sense of doom, hello. Here's the first pitch to George Zetlin, who settles in. And Zetlin's absolutely rocket that in the center, but it's playable. The center fielder's there. He's got it. 2 down. I think they should draft the 42-year-old Zamboni driver. They might have better luck if they did. We go back to the top of the order, and Dickie Flowers, he walked his first at bat. First pitch to Flowers. That's high, ball 1. There's the 1-0. That's going to be in there, 1-1. The 1-1. Check swing. They're going to ask third base. He did not go, says the third base umpire. 2-1. Here's the 2-1. Offered at that one and missed. 2-2. A 2-2 pitch. That's flied out into center. That's going to drop, base hit. That's going to be a double. And so Flowers has got a double with 2 outs. I've just put that in the wrong inning. Right here. Here's Count Sensendorf ready to sacrifice bunt his last at bat. First pitch. Check swing. They asked third base. He went around, says the third base umpire. 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's grounded over to second. The throw 1 to first is a bad throw. It's an E4. Second baseman Mike McGeary gets credited with the error. Flowers ends up at third. And it's runners on the corners with 2 outs. Here's Jimmy Wood. He flied out to left his last at bat. First pitch. Way inside. Ball one. Here's the 1-0. Grounded back to the mound. The throw over to first is in time, and the side is retired. No runs on one hit, and they leave two men on base. We go to the bottom of the second. It's still 2-1 Fort Wayne. It'll be the 6, 7, 8 spots due up for New York. Art Allison will get things started. We're going to take a 3-minute break. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. Right, welcome back. Smokaya with the 10-stream watch streak, which means here's your current chip, Smokaya. Here's another one. You're up to 2 chips, my guy. 2 chips. You have 2 white chips to your name. Thank you for the 10-stream watch streak, my guy. Appreciate you, man. Bottom second here in New York. Mutuals trailing by 1. Art Allison settles in. Here we go with the first pitch. That's going to be at the knees for a called strike, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Absolutely ripped into left, but the left fielder's right there, and he makes the grab. What an awesome stadium. Obviously, it's not accurate because they just played in the fields back then. But yes. They'd never have rainouts. I actually have had one rainout so far in 1871. Welcome in, Lone Star. Good to see you, man. I hope you're well. Here's right fielder Charlie Pabor settling in. First pitch to Pabor. And that is ripped over the third baseman's head. Base hit. Pabor gets aboard on a single. Celebrating having the nights off. Nice. You know, before I went to the Olympics, right? I bought these base layer thermals from Hanley Hansen, right? They're expensive, right? I know. They were very expensive, but they're base layer thermals, right? From Hanley Hansen. And I gotta say, these are the most comfortable things I've worn in a long time. The only problem I have is the only problem I have is because they're base layer thermals, I have my, see if I can show you guys. How about that, right? How about I show you guys? So I have the cord to the microphone, right? The room's a mess. You have to forgive it. But you see how it's coming out there and it wraps around the table onto my leg, right? And what'll happen is the cord, I hate the feeling of like the microphone being tugged on, right? Like I don't like that feeling at all. So that's why whenever I'm commentating, I usually lay the cord across my leg, right? And I usually hold it in my right hand. I switch when my right hand gets tired, but 9 times out of 10, it's in my right hand. Especially because I'm left-handed. So if I'm scoring, my pencil's in the left hand and then the microphone's in the right. However, because this is base layer thermals and the material's really nice, the cord constantly slides. And it just wants to like slide off, and then it tugs when it does slide off, it tugs on the mic. So fucking it's like one of those really like nagging little things, right? That just bother you the whole way. And I know it's unique to me because most people they have like if you have a Blue Yeti, it's on the desk. Or if you have a Shure, you usually mounted it to an arm and you can just pull the arm down closer to you. That's why I really like Malstream, Mallory Von Valerie 17. Not Mallory Von, it's Mallory Valerie 17. I added the Von, but it's Mallory Valerie 17, right? Because she has her Shure always right here. And she knows to speak into it like this to have the best quality sound, right? Have static all the time. Well, you know, I used to the only reason I knew that as well is because I used to plug the we're going to show you again. How about that? So forgive it because I haven't dusted it in a week, but that's a USB extender right there, right? And I used to plug the audio interface into the USB extender. And then I would plug the USB extender into the computer. Now the USB extender is obviously still in the computer because it powers the camera, it powers the mouse, it powers the keyboard, it powers the charger for these headsets, it powers the phone charger. You know what I mean? It powers the racing wheel when I use the racing wheel. Your QuadQuest sits between monitors on set on front only. That's the way it should be. But what would happen is when I would have the volume turned up all the way, you would hear a very faint static, and I could see the audio mixer in OBS, right? For the microphone line, having this static that was hovering between minus 54 and minus 48 on the audio line, right? And it just looked like this sound that was never removing itself. And people in my chat were like, we can actually hear that very faintly. And after investigating here, it's electrical interference is what it was. Which is why ever since that happened, which granted was 5 years ago, I don't actually use I will never plug the audio interface into the USB extender because it'll provide interference. So if I, whenever I commentate like this, I only have 2 USB ports on the laptop, and one is the extender because I need all the equipment, and the second one, whenever I commentate, is going to be the audio interface. So I'm a laptop streamer, by the way, single monitor laptop streamer. This is what's going on behind the scenes. So when I alt tab in, I have out of the park in windowed mode, and poking out on the right hand side is OBS, and it's all single monitor. So all these, I'm not a fancy streamer. I have FM as single monitor. When I play Action Time in it's single monitor. So that's why when I play FM and Action Time in, because I play those games full, you see me looking down at the phone to read it, because I put chat on this thing, since those games are played full stream. Your desktop dual monitor. My dual monitor has the hockey. That's my dual monitor. So, good morning, Pat. Got to buy that monitor arm, man. Where am I going to put it? Where am I going to put the monitor? I don't have the desk space, right? I have the audio interface, and that's the edge of the desk. That's a table over there. So I have the audio interface, right? I have my daily planner, the phone, the keyboard, the spare laptop, and that's the other edge of the desk. There's no place for the spare monitor. I only have a little bit of space between the interface and the laptop, and that's where I put my water. That's why I never went with a spare monitor. I mean, first off, this thing is powerful enough, alone. But, I've never needed it, Pat. I've been a single monitor streamer for the better part of 4 years. So I sent you my stuff. I know. I've been a single monitor streamer for 4 years. I'm not going to change, The only thing that might happen is, how are these 19th? Their squad is good. Probably terrible tactics. The only thing that might change is when I buy a new computer, a new laptop, which will probably be next year. This old one is being retired, and then this one here, which still does a great job, is probably going to slide over, and then I'll just put Twitch chat up on that one, and I'll just have the game up on this one. And I'll do that with dual monitor. This is having an issue with TCP 4, TCP 6. So when it's on Wi-Fi, I think I can get Twitch, but when it's not on Wi-Fi and it's wired, I can't get Twitch. It's really weird. So anyway, right, let's get back into the baseball, shall we? It's bottom second. Zetlin is ready. So is George Ewell. So is us. And here's the first pitch. That's offered at and missed. 0-1. I've never had a need for one, and I probably won't use one. I play most of my games windowed anyway. Even when I was before I became a streamer in 2019, I was playing games at home, I would have games in windowed mode. So Although if I win a period, I can get up through playoffs. Like if you go through on a winning stretch, you mean? Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's fouled off. It's 0-2. We'll do the shout-outs as always at the top of the innings. So for you guys that are waiting on shout-outs, we do them at the top of the innings during the baseball. Has the oddest playoffs ever. I don't know, because Serie A to Serie B is fucking confusing, my man. That is some weird-ass playoff format. Here's the 0-2. That's grounded back up the middle. Over to short, and that's fumbled by the shortstop. Exclamation point E. It's an E6. Shortstop Dickie Flowers getting credited with the error. I think he meant if he has a period where he wins. I'll answer that during the break, during the 3-minute break, actually. It's so much to explain. Yeah, I need to finish highest in a certain window. Oh, what? Is it like Uruguay? Here's Pete Donnelly. Pabor went to second on the error, by the way, so 2 on, 1 out. First pitch to Donnelly. That's inside, 1-0. No, the KKD season is divided into quarters, and the champion of each quarter gets a playoff place. That makes no sense. I could win like 9 at the start, win a period, but finish 18th and still go up through the playoff. That's wild. Here's the 1-0. He fanned at that one, 0-1. Here's the 1-1. Offered at that one and missed again, 1-2. The 1-2. High, 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Off the plate away, 3-2. A 3-2 pitch. And it's grounded back to second. Another error. This time on the second baseman. Exclamation point E. There's a case this season, IRL, where a team could win and not get into the promotion playoffs, but lose and get in because the screwy playoffs format. Yeah, it sounds convoluted. Going to second is Ewell. Going to third is Pabor. And the bases are loaded with 1 out here. That'll bring up Mike McGeary. He's singled his first at bat. First pitch. That's lined right. That's through. Base hit. It's going to be recorded as a single, and it's an RBI single. Pabor scores, Ewell to second or third, Donnelly to second, and this game is tied. I found that a lot of folks seem to have an issue with Cap Anson. I should probably replace him. To be fair, he's actually still on my Rockford team that I'm managing. I don't condone the man. I hope the man rests in piss. But I mean, it's a video game, so you know, it's not indicative to beliefs. You know, whether he's in your team or not in your team. There you go. I don't, because the pool is so small. You know what I mean? The player pool is insanely small in 1871. So I couldn't. There's no free agency, even if I wanted to. Replace him. Here's Steve Bellin. He sacrificed bunted the last time up. I'm actually considering, if I pick up OOTP, a Clemente career save. Let's go. First pitch. Check swing. They're going to ask third base. He did not go. The ball's outside, 1-0. What year did he retire? Was that in 74, 77? Here's the 1-0. That's high, 2-0. I've got a guy who was a 2-6 career pitcher who's on pace for 500 wins. That's crazy. That's crazy. Here's the 2-0. That's high, 3-0. Oh, the 3-0. In there, 3-1. He didn't retire. He died in a plane crash on New Year's Eve in 1972 into 1973, right? 90 wins through 3 seasons? He'll hit 5. Yeah. Yeah. Here's the 3-1. That's ripped right at the third baseman. He's got it. He cannot race back to the bag in time to get the out at third on the runner. But that is a big out nonetheless. There's 2 down now. Yeah, I remember. I know that. Yeah, it's such a shame. He's on pace, wow, for 500 wins. That's wild. A hockey game has started. Here's Cal McVeigh. RBI double his last at bat. Here's the first pitch to McVeigh. And he's plunked him. Now, question for you Lone Stars, since you're a little bit of a baseball head. The bases were loaded, and he got hit by the pitch. Does that count as an RBI? I don't think that does. Yes? That does count as an RBI. Wow. I'm 99%. See, I thought if it was a base on balls, it was, but hit by the pitch, it was not. But no, it counts as an RBI. Which means I'm going to have to rewrite HBP very smaller so I can fit in RBI and his base running path. Going to second on the hit batter is McGeary. Going to third is Donnelly. Coming in to score is Ewell, and it will be 3-2 New York. That was easy. I knew that rule. I didn't. Baseball has a lot of scoring oddities like that. You know, it's kind of hard to remember them all. You know, my pitcher's only 22 years old, involved 90 wins by season. That's wild. So 500 is in reach. Wow. Right, here's Henry Burroughs. He grounded out his last at bat. First pitch to Burroughs. And I agree. Let's go wild. That's going to be in there for a strike. 0-1. There's only 3 teams I have a rooting interest in left in the NHL playoffs. I think 2 of them are going out this round, and I think 1 of them's going out next round. So, I had never heard of the guy only winning 2 games. No one has? Fair enough. The joys of random development paths. You know what I mean? I like having the historical players, but I like them being random development paths. So you don't know, like, if Babe Ruth is going to become the Bronx Bomber, or if he's just going to be some scrub, you know. And here's the 0-1. He's popped it up in the infield. Shortstop's under it. He's got it. And the side is retired. 2 runs on 2 hits. And they left the bases loaded. We go to the top of the third. 3-2 New York. It's going to be the 4, 5, 6 spots due up first for Fort Wayne. Steve King will be the first man up. But first, new ending means new sponsor. Ever impending Sense of Doom is an awesome Football Manager streamer. He also streams other things like Town World, and was playing, he does music as well, guitar playing on stream. Give him a follow if you haven't already. The great ever impending Sense of Doom will sponsor our third inning here tonight. And so it's begun. The Avs have scored, by the way. Top third. Steve King settling in. First pitch to King. Popped up. In the outfield. And that lands foul into seats. God damn, Minnesota just scored. Goaltending optional again tonight. God damn. That's great. 6 seconds between goals, man. It's really bad defense from the Avs as well. Here's the 0-1. Off the plate, 1-1. There's the 1-1. That's lined right at the second baseman. He's got it. And King is sat down. Here's Harry Schaefer. He singled his last at bat. Here's the first pitch to Schaefer. That's off the plate away, 1-0. I'm by the way, Lone Star, I'm getting absolutely smoked in high silver this week. I think I'm like 19-35 or something like that. I'm going back down to low silver. I already know. It was crazy to me I even made high silver. Like, I've had back-to-back promotions. I thought I was going to absolutely smoke high bronze, and I did. I mean, I had 102 wins or 104 wins, something like that. Went up to high silver or low silver. I finished with 97 wins, made the championship series, but lost that in 6 games, and went up to high silver. And I was like, damn, we're not ready for high silver. We definitely aren't. I'm getting smoked out in high silver. But still, we're going to rip packs as always tonight after the game. Here's the 1-0. All over that and missed, 1-1. Here's the 1-1. That is popped up in foul territory going towards the seats. It will land in the seats, and it'll be 1-2. Had a Senegalese pop fusion album today. Was it the Songhui Boys, Music in Exile? Is that how you said? Music in Exile is the album, right? Here's the 1-2. Absolutely ripped into center. It's going to hang up there for the center fielder, though. He's under it. He's got it. 2 down. Lamb Toro by Baba Mi. Oh, nice. Okay. I started the Paranoid album today. I got half of it done. What an album, by the way. Oh, my God. I saw that. Yeah. Yeah. It really good. Really good so far. Here's Wes Fissler settling, and he reached via an error his last at bat. First pitch. And that one is going to be on the outside corner, 0-1. There's the 0-1. And that's 1-1. I traded Adson for a 6-pack of beer. Nice. It's a good trade. Is it Iron City beer? Here's the 1-1. That's off the plate, 2-1. Pittsburghers will know that. Pittsburghers will know what that is. Here's the 2-1. It had to be nice. That's grounded over to first. Is it fumbled? He's fumbled it. It's an E3. George Ewell credited with the error. I live in Phoenix and I knew about Iron City. I never knew about Iron City until I went to college out in Pittsburgh. It's cheap, but shit is it terrible. Right, so the top of the third will continue. It's going to bring up Fergie Malone. He lined out to the third baseman his last at bat. First pitch, throw over to first. Runner is back safely. Here's the first pitch. Popped it up. Shallow right. Second baseman's there. He makes the grab, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits. One man left on base. We go to the bottom of the third. It's 3-2 New York. First match against Bloody Second. Oh my God. To the 5-23 New York Mets. Lone Star. Death. Taxes. And the New York Mets losing, man. Those are the guarantees in life. We are going to take a 3-minute break. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. All right, welcome back. Ducky redeems a poker chip. Ducky, here's your current stack. 3 blues and 2 whites. Here's the additional chip. You're now up to 3 blues and 2 whites. Or, I'm sorry, 3 blues and 3 whites. You're welcome. Why did you read the game title as basketball? Oh my God. I don't think you'll ever see basketball in this show. Basketball's not really my jam. There's only been 4 shots on goal in this game combined, by the way, and 2 of them are the goals. Bottom third. Riney Volters settles in. He flat out the right his first at bat, and he's got a 40-stream watch streak. Okay, fan interest did not decrease with the loss of Anson. Good. Hope you're good, Benny and Chad. I'm doing all right. My body is very sore. I had a really challenging workout during lunch today. And on top of that, I went and dug out a bush, and it was like a deep bush. So, and on the power play, Colorado just scored its 2-1 Avalanche. But yeah, I had to dig out a bush today, and it was like in there. And I've had that bush in the ground like 6 years, so them roots are down there. You know what I mean? And man, I was a son of a bitch to get out, but we got it out. We're winning 4-1. I don't know if that Kappa means you're actually losing 4-1. Right, Ducky with a 40-stream watch streak, which also means, Ducky, you get another white chip to your stack. Here's the white chip. Here's your stack. And there goes the white chip. So now, Ducky, with the stream watch streak and the channel point redeem, you're up to 4 white chips and 3 blue chips. Nah, we are actually winning 4-1. Nice. Boom. What's up, Zig? Zig, it is 2:30 in the morning. What are you doing, my man? What are you doing? But welcome in. Good to have you. Talking to Sass, fair enough. Oh, come on. All right. Sorry. It's also like 2:30. That's true. That's true. That's true. Right. Ronnie Walters settles in. First pitch to Walters. And that one, I think, is on the plate. It is 0-1. That's a called strike. Here's the 0-1. Offered that and missed. 0-2. Your third OCL final in a row versus the same team. Wow. Here's the 0-2. High, 1-2. Here's the 1-2. High, 2-2. Lone Star, do you negotiate contract extension with these players? we haven't gotten to the end of the first season, Lone Star. So I have we haven't touched it yet, but we're only in July, so I haven't really. I just pay him. Yeah, I haven't really thought about it yet because we're still in July. Sass and I are chatting about his upcoming trip to see Kev in the UK. That's fucking sick, man. Just pay him. I lock him up. Well, I'll want to dump Cap Anson after this season, right? So I'll probably not renew Anson and then get a replacement. And that's just such good puck movement. But oh wow. Here's the 2-2. That's ripped into right. Is that going to stay fair? No, it's foul. Yeah, I got Anson. I didn't know anything about him. You know what I mean? Like, I found out this stuff about him probably in the last week, and probably only because Stewart told me about him. But I'll just let his contract run out, and then I'll just get I'll just draft the first baseman or something. Here's the 2-2. You didn't know the whole story, so I thought that's fair enough, man. He's drilled that foul. Your player base in 1888 is a little bit deeper than mine right now. I mean, we have like bare minimum in 1871. You know what I mean? Like bare minimum. So. It would be better to just... Does the game allow people to play till modern day? It does if you turn, there's a way to do it. Yes, I can't remember how, Dougie, but there's a way to do it. On to mug 2 out of 3 for the prep stuff. Oh, God. You said you have a workout tomorrow, by the way, Lone Star. You had one of those, what do they call it? It's like a boot that's 40 out. Yeah, no. I did a 1.87 mile walk today in 30 minutes. Which I don't know about you guys, but for a guy who is for a guy who's technically like 35, 40 pounds overweight, that's pretty good pace. Like, very good pace. But it kicked the shit out of me. I know that. Right. Here's the 2-2. And then I dug the bush out. That is ripped right at the first baseman. He's got it. One away. That's a pretty good pace for someone who's not overweight. Yeah. It was like 98 calories burnt, I think, which is like pretty good for a half-hour walk, I think. So I'm happy with it, but man, did it take a lot out of me. Here's Art Allison. He flat out the left his first at bat. First pitch to Allison. And that one's away. You want to know? It might have been high, actually. Want to know. Here's the 1-0. That one, does it just catch the corner? No, it's away. 2-0. Goes to Pence. Oh. Here's the 2-0. Off the plate, 3-0. By the way, Lone Star, I might ask you about regen settings because when I first picked up the game, obviously you'd have no clue half the shit it's asking you. But I think I have recalc and regen on, which is fine. But I want to make sure I don't have it set up so that I have players playing until they're like 90. It also doesn't help that this is more water than I drink in a normal day. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I can compare. Somebody did on the OOTP forums. I found this long post, but like when I read it, it was back in like July, and I had started the save in June, so I still had no clue what the hell any of it meant. And I don't know where the options are and how I can change them if I need to change them. You know what I mean? So I'm sure recalc should just be turned off, and then the normal development mod running, probably. 2 liter of the prep stuff? Yep, 2 liter both days. It's brutal. It's brutal. Here's the 3-0 pitch. That's in there, 3-1. Here's the 3-1. Popped up down the right field line, drifted towards the seats. The right fielder, though, he gets over there in time, and he's got it. 2 down. That's going to bring up Charlie Pabor. He singled his last at bat. First pitch to Pabor. He's grounded that one back to first. And first baseman there takes it to the bag himself. And the side is retired. They go down in order in the bottom of the third. We go to the top of the fourth. 3-2, New York. New ending means new sponsor. That is not what I wanted. Smokaya is an awesome. I just lost sound. Oh. Smokaya is an awesome football manager streamer who is a Portuguese streamer streaming a save out of Estonia. Give him a follow if you haven't already. The great Smokaya. There we go. There we go. I got my sound back. Talk to your ex-mother-in-law into stopping on the way back to the house after the procedure tomorrow to get pho. Nice. You're going to go right from a procedure. You're going to go right from the procedure to pho. You're a brave man. You are a brave man. Now, I don't know about you. It's specific to me, but I take an antacid for my GERD, right? Because I have GERD, among other issues. But one of the side effects of an antacid is that it loosens your stools. So when you give me a broth, whether it's a chicken noodle soup or it's pho or it's something else, it tends to really not stay in you for very long. I'm not going to eat it right away, but I'm going to need something. That's true. Right, it's the 8-9-1 spots due up for Fort Wayne. Dave Birdsall, the first man up. He grounded out his last at bat. Here's the first pitch to Birdsall. And Smokaya sponsors our fourth inning here tonight. That one's fouled into the seats in right. Here's the 0-1. Line back up the middle, base hit. And Birdsall's aboard with a single. What's pho, if you don't mind me asking? It's Vietnamese. Pho is like a Vietnamese dish where it's like, it's a broth. I don't know what kind of broth it is, but it's a stock broth, and it's rice noodles, and there's like usually lamb or beef in it. And there's like a lot of Vietnamese vegetables in it as well. It's really good. I always joke with my kids, what the pho? Pho is really good. I love pho. I love a good pho. I've had pho from like Vietnamese places in Philly and New York, and man, it just hits. My brother's going to be in Vietnam for his birthday. Fun times. Here's Zetlin. Beef stock with rice noodles and veg, usually served with lime. Yeah, and the beef is, it's beef stock. Sometimes you can get it with lamb, though. I do know it does come with lamb sometimes. But it's really good. Like, really good. You get that, you get a nice Vietnamese coffee, good to go, man. Vietnamese coffee, so good. The only coffee I think that's better than Vietnamese coffee is Turkish coffee. With his ongoing traveling, couldn't go a few months back, but it's changed now. Gotcha. I never had it with lamb, but I've had it with chicken. See, chicken is definitely not like an authentic dish. You know what I mean? That's definitely like a westernized meat for, I feel, at least I feel like. Fuck, that was a big chance for the Wild. They missed it. But I've had it with lamb and beef, and it's. I mean, I'd imagine with chicken, it's good too. It's good either way. It's just good. It's just all around good. Right. Throw over to first, and the runner is back safely. First pitch to Zetlin. He's going to bunt this down. Over to second. They got him. Sacrifice bunt for Zetlin. It gets Birdsall over to second. One away. Thanks for playing. You're welcome. If you ever get a chance to, Dougie, definitely have it. It's really good. The rice noodles are so good in it, too. Oh, my God. I would say pho, gyoza. Well, I mean, gyoza is not really Vietnamese, I don't think. But, like, pho and banh mi are, like, my two favorite Vietnamese foods. And that's such a basic bitch thing to say as well from me. Because, like, that's, like, those are, like, the two most common things you can have from Vietnamese food. But you can't go wrong with a good banh mi and a good pho. Really. Here's the first pitch. That is going to be, I believe, a called strike. Throw it to third. Not in time. It is a called strike, but Birdsall steals third. And now there's a run 90 feet away. Benny becoming Asian? Sheesh. I believe it or not, Pat, I'm slightly cultured. I just love Asian food. But welcome, you know, I say that, but then like I really actually, and it breaks my girlfriend's heart. But Korean food's like aside from Korean barbecue, which is amazing. Korean food as general is like the one food I don't enjoy. Because if it's not Korean barbecue, it's almost all exclusively seafood of some type or spicy. And I'm like, I can't handle spice. My body just cannot have spice. And I really just do not like seafood. Cully coming in with the acquired poker chip. Here you go, Cully. Here's your previous poker chip. Here's your new poker chip. You're now on 2 white poker chips. Congratulations. You're actually over here. Yeah, you're over there. You have the 2 white chips. Right. Here's the 0-1. That's I 101. Just lurking, playing some FF7. Hope you're well. I am. Did you see the leak about the FF7 remake? Because there were some leaks that dropped about the FF7 remake. The third part of the FF7 remake that is yet to come out. You did? Yeah. What are your thoughts? Because, like, I don't know if adding a new character in the third part of the remake is really something worth exploiting. And changing the combat system. Like, I'm not... Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not 100%. I have my doubts. Like, just give me what you did for parts 1 and 2, but for part 3, and I'll be happy, you know? Here's the 1-1. That's inside. 2-1. Here's the 2-1. That's chop foul. 2-2 still. I think that having it as an option but not mandatory combat system is fine. That's true. That's true. I'm curious to see what the final fights are going to be. You know what I mean? Genova, and then like the 3 phases of Sephiroth. Here's the 2-2. That's high, 3-2. The 3-2. Grounded over to second, and it's fumbled. Scoring on the play will be Birdsall. Second baseman Mike McGarry gets his second error of the afternoon. And it's now a tie ball game once again. Count Sensendorfer settles in. He's 0 for 1 thus far. Here's the first pitch to Sensendorfer, and he's going to do another sac bunt. They get the ball down over to first in time, and so Sensendorfer now responsible for 2 sac bunts in this game. And it will move Flowers over to second base again. I'm just at the Sector 7 plate part of the OG at the moment. Have you ever played through the original? I've stopped buying other games than FM. I play for an hour a day for half a week. Don't touch again. Rinse, repeat 100 times over. I mean, I'm guilty of that too, but I have Steam games. Here we go. Ready? Library. So my library has 290 games in it now. And of those games, the only games I played over 100 hours, 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 43 games have over 100 hours. 43. That's it. That is literally it. Rocket League, Timon and Squad, WWE 2K16, Age of History 2, a fighting game, Rise of Nations, WWE 2K19, Fire Pro Wrestling World, F124, MLB 2K10, Saints Row the Third, WWE 2K23, NASCAR Heat 4, FM 14, Cricket 19, like a slice of life game, Skyrim, the original, WWE 2K22, WWE 2K17, FM 26, DOA 6, WWE 2K18, F1 22, Unreal Tournament 24, Out of the Park 26, an open world RPG, Civ 4, Dragon Age, F1 23, Skyrim Special Edition, F1 2012, Hoi 4, F1 21, FM 20, Action Timon, DOA 5, FM 24, ETS 2, FM 23, FM 10, CS2, FM 16, and FM 12. Those are my top. Those are all the games I have over 100 hours on. If I play Civ 6 for 6 more hours, that'll break it. But like, that's it. So, dang, man, yeah. I want chips and salsa. Zig's going to acquire a poker chip. I have like 500. Damn. That's it, though. I have shelf above me full of 100 plus. Oh, my God. I've never played the OG myself, but I've seen it played many a time. Fair enough. I hope it didn't spoil anything for you. I have like 500 games on my PS5 alone. PS4, PS5. That's insane. Dang, man. Yeah. Nice. Can you repeat that? Fuck you. Right. Zig wants a poker chip. I know the stories. Don't worry about spoilers. All right. Zig, here's your previous 2 white chips. Here's your 3rd white chip. You are now on 3 white chips. There you go, my man. Congratulations. Moving on up, man. Moving on up. And my salsa, I can't help it with the salsa. I can't help it with the salsa. Unfortunately. Right. If you guys are curious as to what the chips mean and what you can do with them, it's exclamation point chip. Here's Jimmy Wood. First pitch, that is taken high. 1-0. Now we'll go to sleep. Sounds good, Zig. Have a great night's sleep. Take care of yourself. Have a great day tomorrow as well, my man. Here's the 1-0. That's high, 2-0. Sounds good, Zig. Thank you so much, man. I'll try to, my man. Here's the 2-0 pitch. It's grounded foul. 2-1. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and missed. 2-2. Here's the 2-2. He's fouled that off to stay alive. Still 2-2. You've tried to cut out fatty, sugary snacks. I've limited myself is what I've done. That's what I've usually done. Like, we have those chocolate Easter eggs with the hard shell on the outside. You know the ones I'm talking about? They're like this big. And they're like a hard shell. And they have chocolate on the inside. We got them for Easter. Obviously, Easter's like a month ago. But I told myself, like, I'm only going to do like three of those a day. You know what I mean? I feel it, yeah. Yeah. Like I have 3 of those a day. I mean, they're really, really, really tiny. And there's like one of the mini Tootsie Rolls, you know what I mean? I don't know if you have Tootsie Rolls over there, but the mini Tootsie Rolls, I have 1 mini Tootsie Roll a day. Like, that's it. That's the only, and I'll alternate. So I'll have that, and then I'll have like a square of the chocolate I got in Slovenia, which is almost gone now. But like, I have a smidge of candy, but nothing too bad. And I feel like having a little bit of it definitely helps instead of cutting it all out. And you just sugar crash, sugar withdrawal. This 2-2 is blasted into right center. That's a base hit. That's going to go all the way to the wall. This is extra bases. Could be a triple as the ball comes in. It's not. It's going to be a double. It's an RBI double, though. As coming around to score from second is Dickie Flowers. And Fort Wayne has retaken the lead. 4-3. Here's Steve King. He's 1 for 2 so far, and he's going to take the first pitch high, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. That's lined foul down the third base side. The 1-1. He's popped up in the infield. Third baseman's there. He makes the grab, and the side is retired. 2 runs on 2 hits, and they leave 1 aboard. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Fort Wayne have jumped back in front. It's 4-3. I can't eat multiple 200 grams of crisp, a whole 150-gram chocolate, full tub of ice cream like that. Yeah, something had to be done. I hear you, man. I'm glad that you're trying to take care of yourself a little more, man. It's the right thing to do. It'll be the 8-9-1 spots due up for New York. George Jubal will be the first man up. We're going to take a 3-minute break. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. Right, welcome back. Bottom fourth. Here in New York. Mutuals trailing by 1. George Ewell settling in. He reached via an error his last at bat. Here's the first pitch to Ewell. And that's taken on the inside corner, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's popped up in the infield. Second baseman coming in. He's got it. 1 away. That's going to bring up Pete Donnelly. Shortstop also reached via an error his last at bat. First pitch to Donnelly. That's high ball 1. Phils are actually playing really well now that they fired Thompson, surprisingly. Here's the 1-0. Off the plate inside, 2-0. Here's the 2-0. That is going to catch the inside corner, 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That's off the plate away, 3-1 the count. Here's the 3-1 pitch. On the inside corner, 3-2. Count's full. Here's the 3-2 pitch. And that's ripped right at the first. It's through, base hit. First baseman couldn't get to it. Pete Donnelly is aboard with 1 out. That's going to bring up Mike McGarry. He's 2 for 2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And they're going to bunt it down. I don't know about going for a sac bunt with 2 out or 1 out. They got him at first. So McGarry with a sac bunt. It does move Donnelly to second, but there's 2 outs now. Here's Steve Bellin settling in. He's 0 for 1 so far today. First pitch to Bellin. Are you saying you're going to go to bed now, Ducky? Is that what S9 is? I did feel better making Buck Ewing the first $1,000 player in the league. Nice. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed, 1-1. He made twice what Anson made. Nice. Well done. Here's the 1-1. Ripped into left. And it's just considered to have land foul. Oh, you're into season 9. You want to know if you want to do season 9 now. No. I get it. Into season 9. Gotcha. Oh, you're into season. I'm into season 9. Nice, man. I'm going to re-sign everyone for the 85 season. Oh, you're only in 1885? I thought you were in 1888. You're in 1885? You were in 1882. Gotcha. Here's the Alleghenies. Do the Alleghenies eventually become the Pirates? Now you're in 84. Nice. Yes, nice. Here's the 1-2. Fouled off. Still 1-2. They become the Pirates. I wonder why they changed from the Alleghenies to the Pirates. Here's the 1-2. A tie, 2-2. Every ladies' Oceanic season is like 20-odd games max a season. Yeah. Yeah. We have a big step up in ours, Ducky. We went from like 24 games, I think, or 26 games up to 30 now. Right, here's the 2-2. Ripped into right. That's a base hit. And Bellin is aboard. So the Alleghenies ended in 1890. Okay. Going to third will be Donnelly. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. It's going to bring up Cal McVeigh. He is 0 for 1 with a pair of RBIs. They were just Pittsburgh. Nice. Here's the first pitch. Check swing. They asked the first base umpire. And the home plate umpire calls it a strike anyway. 0-1. Since 1895, they were the Pirates. Wow. Here's the 0-1. That's offered at and missed. 0-2. Just like, and I'm sure you know this as well, being a baseball fan yourself, but the Athletics are actually like, they've moved cities. We know that multiple times. We know that. But they were originally called the Philadelphia Athletic. Like, they've been the Athletics since like their inception in the 1850s. Like, they literally have had the Athletics name for the better part of 180 years. I play against them. Nice. Granted, they move out of Philadelphia in 1951. So, oh, I had my ears too loud for the brief moment there. Sorry. Here's the 0-2. Fouled off. Still 0-2. The 0-2 pitch is grounded. Third baseman's coming in. He can't make the play. It's an infield single and an RBI. And the game is tied yet again. Donnelly scoring from third. Going to second is Bellin. 4-4. That's 2-1 now, 2 outs for Henry Burroughs, who's 0 for 2. First pitch to Burroughs. That one catches the outside corner, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Grounded back to short. They go to second for the force, and the side is retired. 1 run on 3 hits, and they leave 2 aboard. We go to the top of the 5th. This ball game's tied at 4. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 spots due up for Fort Wayne. Harry Schaefer will be the first man up. But first, new inning means new sponsor. Lone Star is an awesome out-of-the-park streamer from the great land of Phoenix, Arizona. He's got an awesome save idea where he does 20 games in 2 hours. And he'll play through base franchise mode, 20 games of base franchise mode in 2 hours. Currently playing through it with the 1885 Pittsburgh Alleghenies. Give him a follow if you haven't already. The great Lone Star will sponsor our 5th inning here today. Much love. Always, Lone Star. Always, my man. Schaefer will lead things off. He's 1 for 2. We got ourselves a tie game going into the 5th. Here's the first pitch. Grounded over to third. The throw on to first is in time. And that's 1 away. Oh, you didn't have to spend your prime. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I sponsor. Listen, first off, thank you for the prime sub. You did not have to do that. I appreciate it nonetheless, man. Thank you so much. Second off, I do that as like a joke because most of my viewers are actually not American, believe it or not. The joke is that baseball runs a lot of adverts to a lot of, like, on the outside looking in. It looks like a lot of people tell me baseball runs a lot of adverts, and I'm like, they really only run them during the half innings when the teams have to, like, run in and switch. You know what I mean? And that takes them like 2-3 minutes anyway. So they always run the adverts usually in the half innings, right? When you watch an actual baseball game. So I figured this is the most American thing that the Europeans are going to watch. So I might as well just full send it and make it something that's like, you know, our streamers sponsor an inning because it just makes sense. You know what I mean? It just makes sense. So it's a little bit of like a rib, I guess, right? Speaking of which, where the hell do you go to see where your viewership is? Like where your breakdown of the viewership is? Is it engagement? Is that what it is? Is it Discovery? It's Discovery, isn't it? Yeah, it's Discovery. Yeah. 30. So if I go back to the last 30 days, the number one nationality was British. But if I go from the start of the year, the UK is 34% of my audience. 31% is American. So the UK makes up a third. The Americans are just under a third. Ireland is 4%. Canada is 4%. Albania is 3%. That's just Aldi right there. Turkey is 3%. That's just Latte right there. Netherlands is 2%. That's just Bobby right there. Austria is 2%. That's probably FIPO. Could be Pars Pro. I can't remember if Pars is Austrian as well. Norway's 2%. That's just Viva. Philippines is 2%. That's just Pat. Denmark is 1%. That's just David Nyholm. Portugal's 1%. That's just Smokaya. Germany's 1%. That's just Rowan. Australia's 1%. That's Kadava. And Argentina's 1%. That's Zapagio Bionico. Big up Ireland. Yeah, Ireland is literally Cully. It's you. It's Val. It's Skull. And it's Crack, probably, right? And maybe Owen as well. How we roll Owen. But, yeah. It's a pretty sweet diversity of countries. That's what football does, man. That's definitely what football does. Fuck's sake, how did I forget Crack? Can never forget the assets, right? Here's Wes Visler, by the way. He's 0 for 2, reaching via an error both times. First pitch. Blave Owen, yeah, that's going to be in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. Now you can be here without ads. Nice. You also have really good emotes. I think I have decent emotes. Even the ones that like Kreutzart did way back in the day. I feel like I between his and the ones that Kuogo did and hers. I feel like we have some pretty good, and the one Dreamster did. Dreamster's emotes class. I feel like we have really good emotes. Here's the 0-1. Fouled off. It's 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That's off the plate, 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Fouled down the first base. No, it's grounded down the first base side. First baseman's got it before it goes foul. And he will step on the bag, 2 away. I may send Dan Bruthers to the development lab offseason for a new position. Nice. Having Connor and Bruthers is tough at first. Fair enough. That's going to bring up Fergie Malone. He's 0-2. First pitch to Malone. That's taken for a called strike, 0-1. They're both 18 in the save at the same time. Wow. They'll play. Then they play no other position. Yeah, one of them's got to learn a new position. First base is not that hard. Tell them. It's incredibly hard. Okay, but listen. Either one of the left. That's true. That's a good question to ask, Stuart. Here's the 0-1. And that's popped up into the seats. Foul. It'll be 0-2. Oh, and I can see you now, Lone Star. I can see you pulling one of them aside. And you're in the manager's office. And you go, don't tell anyone about the first base thing. Here's the 0-2. That's lined over the shortstop's head into left for a base hit. Just checking, 2034 woke up and you guys lost to Sierra Leone on penalties. Now, when you say you guys, I'm assuming you mean the United States. See if you can put Boothers at third, right, with that left-handed arm. Good call. Nice. This will bring up Dave Birdsall. He's 1-2. First pitch to Birdsall. Connor is a switch hitter. That's going to be in there for a called strike. 0-1. Yeah, score second round on 26. Fair enough. Fair enough. That sounds exactly like something the U.S. would do, too. Boothers bats left, throws right. Connor's bat switch, throws left. Here's the 0-1. That's grounded over to short. They go to first. It's a bad throw. And the inning will continue. It's an E6. Malone goes to second. And that is shortstop Pete Donnelly getting credited with an error. It is the 5th error of the night for Fort Wayne. Oh, hold on. There's a second error here for who has the error? Who has the error for Fort Wayne? I'm sorry. That's the 5th error for New York. Who has the error for Fort Wayne? Flowers and Wood. Wood has an error. There we go. He does. I just didn't write it down in the on his side of the sheet. Yeah. Put the lefty throw on third. Nice. Right, this is going to bring up George Zetlin, the pitcher. 2-1, 2 out. First pitch to Zetlin. He takes that high. Ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Popped up in the infield. In foul territory. First baseman's over there. He's got it. And the side is retired. No runs on 1 hit, and they left 2 men on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's still a 4-4 ball game. 5, 6, 7 spots due up for New York. It'll be Riney Walters who will lead things off. We're going to take a 3-minute break. We'll be back with more in a minute, in 3 minutes time. New Zealand ladies national team are decent on 26. Nice. So this is what an ad break looks like without the ad. So if you're here for like anything else we do, Lone Star, like the football manager, I would say, yeah, you're really gonna be okay with like the sub, or if you have turbo or whatever it is, right? Like you're gonna be able to see a lot. Um, the baseball, because baseball naturally has those intervals at the half innings. Usually I make it a note that every middle of the inning I run the ad break. That way nobody misses the action. You know what I mean? Like, it's very easy to stay on top of the ads and the pre-rolls with the baseball game, because every middle of the inning I can run an ad break and I just keep pushing it back, pushing it back, pushing it back, and it never becomes an issue for anybody, sub or unsub, right? Like, it's super easy like that. Um, Especially since we do long form kind of baseball games, right? It works out real, like baseball's just naturally built so that works out really well. You know what I mean? But like football manager, it can be tough because sometimes it's like, well, I have 16 minutes to the ad break. Is that enough to get the game in? If there's a lot of highlights, that won't be. If there's not a lot of highlights, we will. You know what I mean? It's very difficult. It's a little bit more difficult with FM, so I have to pay attention to with FM. But with baseball, it's super easy. It's just middle inning. Let's run an ad break. You know what I mean? It'll push the pre-roll timer back to an hour, and it pushes the actual ad breaks back to the end of the stream, and nobody misses a beat. So, and I get up and stretch my legs because I kind of sometimes, because I pull the tray out of the desk and on my feet, my legs are underneath it, I feel like boxed in during the actual, sometimes. So it's like during the actual half inning break, I can get up and just get on my feet and get my legs some stretching for, 2 minutes and then get back to it. That's fantastic. Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice. Thank you, Ducky. We are back, bottom fifth. 4-4. Ronnie Walters settles in. He's 0 for 2. First pitch to Walters, and he's fouled that off. 0-1. Here's the 0-1 to Walters. He has popped that up, and that is going to land foul. Did it? No, it landed fair. What happened? Oh, he's got a triple. That is the oddest triple I think I've ever seen. It looked like it might land foul. It landed fair. First base, the third base umpire called fair. It lands on the line. And Ronnie Walters gives himself a lead-off triple here in the bottom of the fifth. Papas Fritas. Benny foaming at the mouth. So good. It's so good. It is so good. Did I send you the other one from the other day? You know what's really weird? The one that I sent you yesterday, I was unable to send that today. It kept getting flagged by Discord. And I'm like, why the fuck was it getting flagged by Discord? I was getting so pissed. Did I send you? I did. That was on the 3rd. Did I send you? Do I owe you anything? Do I need to send you anything else is the question. I don't know. I've lost track of what I've sent, what I haven't sent. Yeah, I've lost complete track of what I sent, what I haven't sent. So, yeah, I'll have to take a look at it again. I've lost track. So good, yeah. The Sabres said the 1885 Alleghenies proved to be an inconsistent and streaky club, doomed by a weak, low-scoring offense, ranking 6th in the league, and an underperforming pitching staff. They hate us. I don't hate you, man. I need to figure out what I've sent you and then send you what I haven't. I send Papas all the art I've gotten of my OC. So I'll change the narrative. Nah, it's good. Oh, you mean with the Alleghenies? Nice. Yeah. Here's Art Allison. How have you done so far? Because you've played, what, 3 seasons, you said, right, Lone Star? So how have your seasons gone so far?
I owe allegiance
Great.
to I intend to live by my own code now. Two seasons, 2 titles. God damn. Wimp, welcome in Wimp. Welcome in Grace. Welcome in J-Boog. Welcome in Botten Annie. I get maximum lung capacity. You feel sick. You and Papas Fritas are the funnest names to say. Because Papas Fritas is Spanish, and even though Fritas has 1 R in it instead of 2, and you're not really supposed to roll it, it's just fucking fun. So I always go Frita, and it's really fun to do that. But yeah, you get the full lung capacity today. There you go. I like playing one series to win it all. Oh, is it still the same? Is it still the same World Series format, Lone Star? Top of the AL, top of the NL. How was the end of your stream? How was 2 Point Museum? Guys, if you haven't already, give Grace a follow. One of the coolest streamers on all of Twitch. Really low chill, like really just chill, lo-fi. She does 2 Point Tuesdays, which she was playing today. That new DLC drops this week, and the teaser has been really fun. Was that what this was? That was the teaser? Oh, nice. But yeah, is playing through Metroid Dread. Does 2 Point, does Sims 4, is unbelievable designer in Sims 4, by the way. Like, just mind-blowingly good in Sims 4. What else? Just a whole bunch of different games. Like, played through Tunic, played through Dredge, played through Lake. So you get a little bit of everything over there. Is going to be running Super Battle Golf on Saturday. That's going to be pure chaos, but insanely fun. I'm going to try to whip around for that, actually. So, but yeah, definitely go find. And just, honestly, on top of that, an incredible human being that I try to take a lot of inspiration from to try to become better myself. Just a fucking phenomenal person. The great Grace Tendo. Definitely give her a follow. I really hope you can join us. I'm so stoked. Yeah. I have my stream going to 4:45 Eastern, which is 1:45 Pacific, but I have like literally nothing on the schedule for Saturday because I thought I was going to have an event in the evening. I don't. So I'm free to like blow straight through. So I might join you and then pop off for dinner and then come back on once dinner is done. But yeah, I fully intend to be there. I just haven't actually put it on the schedule yet. I do keep my schedule on Twitch. Right. If you guys are new here, by any stretch of the imagination, welcome in. The name's Benakage. We are playing Out of the Park Baseball. We're playing Super Battle Golf, Ian. Some Super Battle Golf on you. I'm going to run. Have a good one. Betty Cully, thank you for being here. Get a great night's sleep. Have a great day tomorrow, Cully. But welcome in, Raiders. My name's Benakage. This is Out of the Park Baseball. If you are wondering, this is a like a baseball management game. If you've seen me play Football Manager, it's like that for baseball. But we, instead of managing, we are commentating through the 1871 season. Okay, I'm going to fire up. Catch you later. I will, next time I get the half inning Lone Star, I'll make a note to go fire your stream up, my man. But yeah, have a good stream, dude. Take care of yourself. I'll see if I can swing by. But yeah, this is the 1871. This is the very first season of professional baseball in the United States. It is, so for those that don't know the history, there is baseball starts up around 1854, 1855, but the teams are all amateur. In 1871, the National Professional Baseball players decide to go professional, and you get this league in 1871 that starts. It's the very first professional league and year for baseball in the world, in fact. All of the players in this game are real-life players. George Zetlin was a real-life player who played in 1871. Same with Dickie Flowers. Same with Art Allison, who's in the batter's box right now. They're all real-life players. They all played. They might not be on the same teams, but because we have it so that they shuffle up teams, but they're all real-life players. And you're watching a Dickie Flowers is a baller name. I'm quite liking the center fielder's name, Count Sensendorfer, because the story is that's actually not his real name, and he changed his name to be more American and chose Count Sensendorfer as the more American name. And I'm like, that makes absolutely zero sense. His first name is Count. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what the That's why I'm like, doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that's where we're at. You've joined us in the bottom of the fifth right now. This is a big name. He mistook Pennsylvania for Transylvania. Sounds like a vampire. I know, right? You know how they do like this to the fielders to let everybody know there's 2 outs? I'm sure he just goes 1, 2 outs. Um, but what do you call it? So for the last introduction to what we're actually doing here, I have a scorebook, so you're going to see me look down a lot because we are actually scoring the game as we commentate through it. So I have a scorebook of the full game. Every game that we have played we have commentated through has been scored and will be scored. The season started in April. We are at the 28th of July, so we're just past the halfway point now in the season. There are 9 teams in the league, 4 of which are in the American League, 5 of which are in the National League, and only the teams that finish top of the American and National League will go on to play the World Series. You are watching Fort Wayne, who are 13-11, playing at New York. New York are 9-10. New York are a game and a half back of the National League lead. So a win pulls them to they're 2 games back of the National League lead. So a win will pull them to within a game and a half. Fort Wayne, the Fort Wayne Kekiongas, are currently a half game back of the National League. So if Fort Wayne wins this game, there will be a 3-way tie at the top of the National League going into the final 2 days of July. And New York will fall 2.5 back. If New York win, they will pull to a game and a half back of the National League leaders, and they will pull Fort Wayne to a full game back. So it's a pretty pivotal game later in the second half of the season. We're in the bottom 5th. It's been 4-4. Your scoring summary real quick. Fort Wayne 2 in the top of the first, 1 in the bottom of the first for New York. Then New York added 2 in the bottom of the second. They went ahead 3-2. Fort Wayne went back ahead in the top of the fourth by scoring 2 to make it 4-3. And New York leveled it in the bottom of the fourth to make it 4-4. And that's where we're at. Runner on third, Riney Walters, the pitcher, has had a leadoff triple. And we have got Art Allison, who's settling into the box. He is 0 for 2 today. Here's the first pitch to Allison. And that is going to be flied into right, base hit, and New York has taken the lead. Art Allison delivers with an RBI double. And New York has made it 5-4 for the Mutuals. Runner on second, still nobody out. That's going to bring up Charlie Pabor. He's 1 for 2 so far today. First pitch to Pabor. And that's going to be taken right down Broad Street for a called strike. It's 0-1. I saw your thing about the commentary, Grace. You said it makes you feel like you're home. I appreciate that so much. I've been a esports commentator for 4.5 years now. I actually have an esports event coming up later this month, which is really cool. Since June, I've been diving into actual sports commentary here with Out of the Park and NHL 2K6 and also Franchise Hockey Manager 12. We do play some other games on stream. I play 3 different gacha games. We actually have a Final Fantasy 1 playthrough that we're continuing on Thursday. We started it last Wednesday. We're continuing it Thursday. So that's a lot of fun. The original Final Fantasy is just brilliant. But yeah, we play a whole bunch of different games here. Right, here's the 0-1 to Pabor. And Pabor swung on and missed. That's strike 2. Catcher could not glove it at first, but he does take care of it. The runners will not advance. And it's 0-2 to Pabor. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And that's fouled off. It's going to be still 0-2 now. Here's the 0-2 to Charlie Pabor. That's off the plate away. 1-2 now. 1-2 pitch. Is lined back up the middle. Base hit. Into center field it goes. It's a single Allison will be held at third. And it will be runners on the corners and nobody out. George Ewell settling in. He's 0 for 2. First pitch to Ewell. And that one is just off the plate away, 1-0. There's the 1-0. That's offered at and missed, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch is way off just a bit outside. Tried to corner and missed it. 2-1. Here's the now throw over to first. Runner is back safely. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And that's lined into right. It's going to hang up there. Right fielder's back there. He makes the grab. That should be deep enough for the runner on third to tag, and he will. And it's an RBI sac fly for George Ewell. Tagging up from third is Allison. It's 6-4 New York. Runner on first with one out now for Pete Donnelly, who's 1 for 2 today. First pitch. And that's in there for a called strike. Throw to second, not in time. And stolen base for Charlie Pabor, who gets himself in scoring position with one out. Here's the 0-1 to Donnelly. Inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's lined right over the first baseman's head. It's a base hit. And Donnelly's got a single. They're going to hold Pabor at third. Runners on the corners, one out. Zetlin, a solid pitcher so far for the Kekiongas. 13-11 is George Zetlin this season for them, but he is 1 for 2 against New York, and he is really the floodgates have kind of opened here a little bit for New York in the fifth. As there's one out now and runners on the corners, so it'll be back to the top of the order, and Mike McGeary, who's 2 for 2. First pitch to McGeary is inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. That's going to catch the outside corner for a strike. The throw to second is not in time. And it's a stolen base for Donnelly. And there's now 2 runners in scoring position with just one out. Could be a big inning here for New York. The 1-1 pitch is lined right at the second baseman. He's got it. 2 down. And that's going to bring up Steve Bellin. He's 1 for 2 so far today. First pitch to Bellin. Offered at that one and missed it. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's fouled off. 1-2 or 0-2 now. The 0-2 pitch. That's high. 1-2. The 1-2 is lined into right center. Is it going to hang up there for the fielder? No, it's split the gap. It's going to be runs. Steve Bellin is going for third. Can he get there? Safe at third. It's a 2 RBI triple for Steve Bellin. Scoring from third base is Pabor. Scoring from second is Donnelly. New York's made this 8-4. Here's Cal McVeigh. He is 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs so far today. First pitch to McVeigh. And that is taken in the zone for a strike. 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That is lined right at the shortstop. He's fumbled it. He's fumbled it. It's an error. He cannot make the play. He's dropped the ball. It's an E6, exclamation point E. That is shortstop Dickie Flowers making his second error of the afternoon. Third of the game for Fort Wayne. And Bellin scores from third base. It's 9-4 New York. The inning continues. Henry Burroughs settles in. Burroughs is 0 for 3. First pitch to Burroughs. Right down Broad Street, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that one's in there, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch to Henry Burroughs. And that one's just off the plate inside, 1-2. The 1-2 is high, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch off the plate away, and Burroughs has fought the count back full, 3-2 now. Here's the payoff pitch. Ball 4, he's walked him. He has walked him, and Burroughs is aboard, and we have batted around the order here in the 5th. Valters comes back up to the plate. He started the inning with a leadoff triple. Here he is, 1 for 3 so far today. First pitch, and that one's in there. The throw to second, they're going to get him. Got him at second base, and the side is retired. Burroughs is caught stealing, and that is going to end it. But 5 runs on 5 hits, and they left 2 aboard. We go to the top of the 6th. New York have blown this open. It's 9-4. It's going to be the top of the order, 2 up for Fort Wayne. Dickie Flowers is going to lead things off. But first, new ending means new sponsor. Pat Witz is an amazing Filipino streamer, one of the Philippines' best, football manager, Apex Legends, F1 manager. We're going to ignore the fact that he played Valorant. No, I'm not. Go give him a follow if you haven't already. The great Pat Witz will sponsor our 6th inning here tonight. Oh, where's the sound? I got to go game log and go back here. Where's the sound? There we go. Dickie Flowers will settle in. He's 1 for 2. Here's the first pitch to Flowers. That's off the plate away, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Offered at and missed, 1-1. Here's the 1-1. And that's grounded over the short, and the shortstop fumbles it. Another E6. This is shortstop Pete Donnelly's second error of the game for New York. It's the 6th error by the Mutuals in this game. And the leadoff runner is aboard. It's going to bring up Cal Sensendorfer. He's 0 for 1 with 2 sacrifices so far. Here's the first pitch. He waved. He said hello to that one as it walked right by him, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Grounded back to the mound. The throw over to first. Safe at first. Infield single. Sensendorfer beats the throw. And Flowers gets to second. 2 on, nobody out here. Here's Jimmy Wood settling in. Wood is 1 for 3 so far today. First pitch, and he swung on and missed. That's 0-1, but it gets by the catcher. And it's a pass ball. Going to third for free is Flowers. Sensendorfer will take second. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Popped up right at second base. He's got it, one away. That'll bring up Steve King. He's 1 for 3. First pitch to King. And that's offered at and missed. 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Off the plate, 1-1. The 1-1 is popped up right behind the mound. Shortstop's coming in. He's got it, 2 down now. That's going to bring up Harry Schaefer. He's 1 for 3. First pitch to Schaefer. And that's taken on the inside corner for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. 0-2 now to Schaefer. There's the 0-2. Grounded back to short. The throw on to first is in time, and the side is retired. No runs on 1 hit. They leave 2 men on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 9-4 New York. 5, 6, 7 spots due up for the Mutuals. Riney Valters will lead things off. We're going to take a 3-minute timeout. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time.
We are back. Bottom sixth here in New York. Mutuals leading 9-4. It is still Zetlin on the mound. He had a nightmare of an inning last inning. 5 given up. Here's the first pitch to Walters. And he's plunked him. So for the second straight inning, Walters is aboard. He's hit by the pitch. That brings up Allison, who's 2 for 3. I'm sorry, he's 1 for 3. First pitch to Allison. And Allison's ripped this into right, base hit. Walters will go to second. Allison is aboard, first and second, nobody out. I might be in Fiji for more than I was in Cook Islands. 4 leagues, 2 OCL, still only favored personnel. Really? Wow. That's a shock. Here's Pabor. He's 2 for 3. First pitch. Inside, ball 1. I mean, what do you have to do to even become an icon, let alone a legend? Here's the 1-0. That's high. 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Foul down the third base side. 2-1 now. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and missed. 2-2. I was at Gimpo for 7.5 seasons, Ducky. I won 1 ACL, 3 FA Cups, 3 K-League 1s, and that was enough for me to get legend status there, and a K-League 2. Here's the 2-2. Grounded over to short. On to set. Oh, no, it's a bad throw. Is it a bad throw? It is a bad... It's a bad catch. Jimmy Wood fumbled the catch. His second error of the afternoon. E4. Safe at first is Pabor. Safe at second is Allison. Safe at third is Walters. It's the second error of the night for Jimmy Wood, the 4th for Fort Wayne, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. Here's George Ewell. He's 0 for 2. He's popped it up. Infield fly rule. Is it going to be called? I don't know. It goes into the outfield, but the umpire has called infield fly. He has called it. So the batter is automatically out. That's 1 down. Here's Pete Donnelly. He's 2 for 3. First pitch to Donnelly. Off the plate away. 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. And that one's going to catch the corner. 1-1. Good night, Ducky. Thank you for hanging in there, man. Get a great night's sleep. Have a great day tomorrow, as always, Ducky. Take care of yourself, my guy. Thanks again for being here. Here's the 1-1 to Donnelly. And that one's going to catch the inside part of the plate. 1-2. There you go. The 1-2. Fouled. Still 1-2. The 1-2 pitch.
inside 2-2 now. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That is shot into center, but right at the center fielder. He backs up. He's got it, and that is going to be the second out of the inning. Good. I don't know the song, but good morning, Sass. Good morning, Sass. How are you, my man? Right, that is going to be Zetlin done. His day is up. George Zetlin. Last 5 2/3 innings on a pitch count of 111. Uh, 10 runs and 13 hits he gives up. Tire just popping in before bed. You haven't gone to bed yet? Well, I appreciate you swinging in, man. Oh, you know what? I did the stats for... God damn it. All right, let me just write him into substitute here. Ned Connor takes the bump. Not yet been busy, fair enough. Mike McGarry at the plate. He is 1 for 3, and that one's fouled. It'll be 0-1. I hope you're doing well, Sass. Here's the 0-1. That is off the plate, 1-1. I know you said you've been busy, man, but I hope you're looking after yourself. Here's the 1-1. That one catches the outside corner, 1-2. I only say that because I know it's 4 a.m. Here's the 1-2. That's fouled off. Still 1-2. I'm good, thanks. Just counting down to me going to the UK for the weekend. That's nice. I heard you were going to visit Kev, man. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you, dude. That's absolutely excellent. Here's the 1-2. Fouled off again. Still 1-2. The 1-2 is off the plate, 2-2. The 2-2. Lined over to the shortstop, and he's fumbled it. They cannot seem to handle the baseball tonight. Going to second is Pabor. Going to third is Allison. And Dickie Flowers has got his third error of the game. Here's Steve Bellin settling in. Bellin is 2 for 3. First pitch to Bellin. Line back up the middle, base hit. That's going to be runs for New York. It's an RBI single. Scoring from third is Volters. I'm sorry, he's already scored. Scoring from third is Allison. Going to third is Pabor. Going to second is McGarry. It is 11-4, New York. That'll bring up Cal McVeigh. McVeigh is 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. First pitch to McVeigh, and that's off the plate, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Off the plate again, 2-0. The 2-0. Inside, 3-0. Does he have the green light? McVeigh takes ball 4. And it's an RBI walk for McVeigh. Going to second is Bellin. Going to third is McGeary, and coming home on the walk is Pabor. 12-4 now. Here's Henry Burroughs. Burroughs is 0 for 3 with a walk. First pitch to Burroughs. He takes that for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Grounded foul, 0-2. The 0-2, high, 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Grounded over to first. He will take it to the bag himself, and that will retire the side. 3 more runs on 3 hits, and they leave the bases loaded. We go to the top of the 7th. 12-4 New York. It's going to be the 6, 7, 8 spots due up first for Fort Wayne. Wes Fissler is going to lead things off. But as always, new inning, new sponsor. Ziggurat is an awesome variety streamer. Plays Windrose, Euro Truck Simulator 2. He's playing through Arc Raiders, Football Manager. Little bit of everything with his stream. It's kind of really cool to see him. PGA Tour 2K25 as well. Give him a follow if you haven't already. The great Ziggurat will sponsor our 7th inning here tonight. Right. Wes Fissler settles into the batter's box. He's 0 for 3. Still Rainy Valters on the mound for New York. Here's the first pitch. That one catches the inside part of the plate, 0-1. There's the 0-1. That one's grounded over to first. He'll take it to the bag himself, and that's 1 away. That's going to bring up Fergie Malone. He's 1 for 3. First pitch to Malone. He is popped up in the infield. First baseman's there. He's got it, 2 down. That's going to bring up Dave Birdsall. He's 1 for 3 so far today. First pitch to Birdsall. And he is behind on that one, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That one's high, 1-1. The 1-1 is lined into left, but that just drifts foul. We'll do it again at 1-2. The 1-2. That's taken inside, 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Shot into right. Right fielder going back. He's just shy of the track, and he makes the grab, and the side is retired. They go down in order. It's 7th inning stretch time here in New York. The Mutuals with a 12-4 lead. Right, we didn't get the full rendition. But as always, once we get to the 7th inning, it's time for this rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Enjoy. We're going to step away from the computer. We'll be back in 3 minutes' time.
Right, we welcome you back. Thank you to Harrison Scheckler for that rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Mutuals leading 12-4. They will settle in. Reini Walters leading things off again for the third straight inning, and then for the last two of which he has gotten aboard. First pitch to Walters. Grounded over to third. The throw one to first is in time. This time he will not get aboard, as the throw is on target and Walters is retired. That'll bring up Art Allison. He's 2 for 4 so far today. First pitch to Allison. That one just catches the inside corner for a strike. 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Ripped right at the first baseman. He gets the hands up and manages to catch it. 2 down. He did that, but no gloves back then. That's all barehanded. Here's Charlie Pabor settling in. He's 2 for 4. First pitch to Pabor. And that one's inside, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. That one's way inside, 2-0. Here's the 2-0. High, ball 3, 3-0. Does Pabor have the green light? He does not, and he takes one at the knees. 0-1, or 3-1. Here's the 3-1. Grounded over to second. An error on the shorts. I'm sorry, grounded over the short. It's an error on the shortstop. Dickie Flowers has made 4 errors in this game. That's his 30th error of the year. Fort Wayne haven't even played 30 games yet. And Pabor is aboard. Here's George Ewell. He's 0 for 3 with an RBI. First pitch to Ewell. And that one's off the plate, 1-1. Or 1-0. Here's the 1-0. That's high and away, 2-0 now. The 2-0 pitch is swung on and missed, 2-1, but it gets by the catcher, and Pabor will take second base for free. Here's the 2-1. Grounded back to short. The throw one to first. It's a deep one. It's a bad one. It's an error. It's another E6, but it's a 2-bagger, and it means that Pabor will score from second. Flowers has got his 5th error of the afternoon, the 7th for Fort Wayne. And Pabor scoring's made this 13-4. Here's Pete Donnelly. He is 2 for 4 so far today. Here's the first pitch. That's lined over the right fielder's head. Base hit. And Donnelly's aboard with a single. Ewell will stop at third. And we are going to have a substitution. Oh, boy. I think there's going to be some punishment handed out here. I think there's going to be some serious punishment handed out. Because number 17 for the Avalanche just... There was a bust up after the whistle went. And he wound up... I don't know what happened to him. I'm assuming he's got to be out of the game because he tried to throw a punch. And he threw first off, he threw two punches. The first one missed the Wild player and hit the linesman in the face. And the second one hit the Wild player square in the face. With the glove on, which that's got to be some sort of... Oh, boy. Oh, boy. 2-on-1. Nope. Right. Harry Berthrong will settle in for Mike McGeary. McGeary will finish 2 for 4 on the day. Here's the first pitch to Berthrong. And he's fouled it off. 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Flied out into right. Is it going to hold up for the right fielder? It will. He's got it in the side. Is retired. No runs. I'm sorry, 1 run on just 1 hit. And they leave 2 aboard. We go to the top of the 8th. 13-4, New York. It'll be the 9-1-2 spots due up for Fort Wayne. Ned Connor will be the first man up. As always, new inning, new sponsor. Papas Fritas with Ranch is an awesome streamer. She plays a whole variety of games. Hypercharge Overdrive, Fortnite, Warzone. Give her a follow if you haven't already. The great Papas Fritas with Ranch sponsors tonight's 8th inning. I did not mean to click on you. Thank you. Ned Connor settling in. Still Ronnie Volters on the mound. First pitch from Volters. And that one is taken at the knees, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's high, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one's high, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. And that one just catches the outside corner. 2-2. Here is the 2-2 pitch. Into left, base hit. And Ned Connor is aboard with a leadoff single. Brings up the top of the order in Dickie Flowers, who's 1 for 3. First pitch to Flowers, and he's going to take that on the outside corner for a strike. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Flowers, and this one's going to get by the catcher. Connor's going to go to second base for free. It's also a ball, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch is popped up in shallow right. The second baseman's gone back to make the catch. He's got it, one down. Here's Count Sensendorfer. He's 1 for 2 with a pair of sacks. That's grounded over to second. Now on to first. That's in time. 2 down now. Connor does make it to third on the ground ball, but there is 2 outs now. Here's Jimmy Wood. He's 1 for 4. First pitch to Wood, and that is taken, I believe that's high. Is that going to be high? It is high, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. And that one is in there, 1-1. The 1-1 is popped up into right. Right fielder's there. He makes the grab, and the side is retired. No runs on 1 hit. They leave that man on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 13-4. We're going to take a 3-minute timeout. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. Welcome back. Bottom 8th in Brooklyn.
Mutual's holding on to a commanding 13-4 lead right now. Top of the order will lead things off in this inning. I'm sorry, not the top of the order, the 2, 3, 4 spot. We're going to have a few more substitutions I got to write in here. Of course, I say that as if I can write. There we go. Pinch hitter, 8th, 4-2. And Steve Bellin is being subbed out, so subbed 8th. So Bellin will finish 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs. Mike Brannick will be the man that settles in for him. He's going to lead things off. First pitch to Brannick. It's taken on the outside corner, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Offered at that one and missed, 0-2. Brannick just 4 at-bats this season so far. He's had hits in 2 of them. Here's the 0-2. And there's his third. He's lined that into left, base hit. Leadoff runner aboard now for New York. That'll bring up Cal McVeigh. He is 3 for 4 so far today with 4 RBIs. Oh, I'm sorry, he's 2 for 3. He's 2 for 3. First pitch to McVeigh. And he's going to take that in there for a strike, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's inside, 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Grounded back to short. The throw on to first is in time. 1 away. Here's Henry Burroughs settling in now. He is 0 for 4. First pitch to Burroughs. That's off the plate away. We want to know. Brannick went to second on the ground ball previously. Here's the 1-0. That is going to be in there for a strike. 1-1. So runner on second with 1 out. Here's the 1-0. That is, or the 1-1. That is high. 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Check swing. They're going to ask third base. No swing, says the third base umpire. 3-1. The 3-1 pitch is swung at and missed. 3-2. But it's a pass ball. It gets by the catcher, and going to third base for free is Braddock. So counts full. Here's the payoff pitch. Grounded back to the mound. The throw over to first. Safe. He's beat the throw. Braddock did not advance. So it's runners on the corners for Reiny Volters. Volters is 1 for 4. First pitch to Volters, and that's taken for a strike, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's in there for a strike, 0-2. The 0-2 pitch is lined into right, and that is a fair ball. It's a fair ball. It's runs. It's a double for Volters, an RBI double. Burroughs is held at third. Brannick will score 14-4. Here's Art Allison settling in. Allison is 2 for 5 today. First pitch to Allison. And that one's going to get by. Coming in to score on the wild pitch is Burrows. It's a pass ball, actually. And going to third is Valters. Fergie Malone having a nightmare behind home plate tonight. 15-4. Here's the 1-0. That is lined into center, and that one's going to drop base hit. And Allison's got an RBI single, 16-4. Here's Charlie Pabor. He's 2 for 5. First pitch to Pabor. That's high, and it gets by the catcher. This time that does look like a wild pitch. It is. Allison goes to second for free. Here's the 1-0. Lined at the second baseman. He's got it. 2 down. That'll bring up George Ewell. Ewell is 0 for 4 tonight. First pitch to Ewell. That's inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. That one's going to catch the corner, 1-1. Here's the 1-1. And that one's inside. It also gets by the catcher again. It's another pass ball. And going to third is Allison. The 2-1 pitch. And that one's in there, 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. High, ball 3. The 3-2 is lined back up the middle, base hit. Ewell gets his first knock of the evening, and it's an RBI single. Coming in to score is Allison, 17-4. Here's Pete Donnelly. He is 3 for 5 so far tonight. First pitch to Donnelly is fouled off. It's 0-1. Yeah. Right. Here's the 0-1. Inside, 1-1. The 1-1. Offered at that one and missed, 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Inside, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. High, 3-2. Full count. Here's the pitch. He's walked him. He has walked him. And Donnelly's aboard on a walk. Going to second will be Ewell. And Ned Connor's night is done. Connor goes 3 innings, 62 pitches. That's going to bring up Wally Goldsmith. And we go back to Harry Berthrong, who's 0 for 1. First pitch to Berthrong. That's off the plate, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Grounded back up the middle. Second baseman's there. He's got it. He walks it to the mound himself. And the side is retired. 2 more runs on 5 more hits. And they leave, 3 more runs. No, 4 more runs, I beg your pardon. On 5 hits. And they leave 2 aboard. We go to the top of the 9th here in New York. It's 17-4 for the Mutuals. 4, 5, 6 spot due up for Fort Wayne. But first, new ending, new sponsor. Wimp is an awesome chill streamer, last playing the Red Pearls of Borneo. Sorry. Give her a follow. She's fantastic. Really fun to talk to. The great Wimp Dork will sponsor our 9th inning here tonight. Okay, I got a ping in Discord, and I'm like, what is this ping? And it is relevant to me, so I will have to work on that after the stream ends. It'll be Steve King settling in. King is 1 for 4 so far today. First pitch to King. Now he's going to take that for a strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Off the plate away, 1-1. The 1-1 is shot into right, base hit. And King is aboard with a leadoff single here in the 9th. That'll bring up Harry Schaefer. Schaefer 1 for 4 today. First pitch to Schaefer. Inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. That is lined into right. Is that going to stay fair? No. Just lands foul, the foul line. So we do it again at 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Inside, ball 2. The 2-1 is grounded over to third. They go to first in time. 1 away. No pressure to turn the double play. They're up by 13. Just take the out and move on to the next one. Brings up Wes Fizzler. Fizzler is 0 for 4. Here's the first pitch to him. That's way high, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Offered at and missed. 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's off the plate. 2-1. The 2-1. Swung on and missed. 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch.
Lined into left. That is going to stay fair. No, it's going to. Is it no, it's going to be foul. Sorry, they say it's foul. That looked like it was fair to me, but it is foul. 2-2 still. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Ripped into left. Right, this time it's definitely foul. Lands in the seats. There's the 2-2 again. Fouled off again. The 2-2. Popped up. That's a base hit. Fizzler on first. King is held at third. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Here's Fergie Malone. He's 1 for 4 so far today. First pitch to Malone. He's ripped that foul down the third base side. 0-1. The 0-1 pitch is popped up in the infield. Third baseman's there. He's got it, 2 down. And Fort Wayne are down to their final out of the night. It's going to be Dave Birdsall settling in. I'm sorry, it's a pinch hitter. It is going to be Charlie Smith coming in for Dave Birdsall. No, I'm sorry. Not Birdsall. Yeah, for Birdsall. Sorry. Here's the first pitch to Charlie Smith. And that one is off the plate, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. That's high, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Offered that and missed, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Offered at that one and missed again, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch.
Strike 3.
Swung on and missed. He struck him out. And the ball game is over. The New York Mutuals, trying to stay alive in the National League pennant race, invite the Fort Wayne Kekiongas to town, and the bats open up in the 5th and 6th innings and give themselves, in the end, a comfortable win. The final score in this one, the Fort Wayne Kekiongas 4, the New York Mutuals 17. Let's go to the post-game show, and we'll do our final shout-out of the night. Ian Bigfoot is an awesome streamer. He's a real chill guy, amazingly kind, and he's got the best beard on all of Twitch. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Last Playing Labyrinthine, Ian Bigfoot sponsors our post-game show. 17-4, we've got ourselves some scores to go over. We're going to start with the visiting Fort Wayne Kekiongas. Dinky Flowers had 4 at-bats. He had 1 hit. He had 1 base on balls. He scored 2 runs. He made 5 fielding errors. Count Sensendorfer had 3 at-bats. He had 1 hit. He had 2 sacrifices. Jimmy Wood
had 5 at-bats. He had 1 hit. It was an RBI. It was a double. And he made 2 fielding errors. Steve King had 5 at-bats. He had 2 hits. He had 1 RBI. He scored 1 run. Harry Schaefer had 5 at-bats. He had 1 hit. Wes Fisler had 5 at-bats. He had 1 hit. Fergie Malone had 5 at-bats. He had 1 hit. Dave Birdsall had 4 at-bats. He had 1 hit. He scored a run. He stole a base. George Zetlin had 2 at-bats. He did not have a hit. He had a sacrifice. Ned Connor had 1 at-bat. He got a hit. Wally Goldsmith did not have an at-bat or a fielding error. Charlie Smith had 1 at-bat. He did not get a hit. He struck out. Total statistics for the Fort Wayne Kekiongas. Total at-bats for the Fort Wayne Kekiongas. 4 and 3 and 7 is 5 is 12 is 5 is 17 and 5 is 22 and 5 is 27 and 5 is 32 and 4 is 36 and 2 is 38 and 1 is 39 and 1 is 40. Total runs 4. Total hits 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Total doubles 1. No triples. Total base on balls 1. Strikeouts 1. Stolen bases 1. Sacrifices 3. RBIs 2. Fielding errors 7. We'll come back for the pitching statistics in a moment. For the hometown New York Mutuals, Mike McGeary had 4 at-bats. He had 2 hits. He had 1 run, 1 RBI, 1 sacrifice, 2 fielding errors. Steve Bellin had 4 at-bats. He had 3 hits, 1 triple, 3 RBIs, 1 run, and 1 sacrifice. Cal McVeigh, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 at-bats, 2 hits. 1 was a double. He was hit by the pitch. He had a base on balls. He had 4 RBIs as well. Henry Burroughs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He had 5 at-bats. He had 1 hit. He had 1 base on balls. He was caught stealing once. He had 1 run. Reiny Walters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 at-bats, 2 hits, 1 double, 1 triple. He was hit by the pitch once. He scored 3 runs. He had 1 RBI, and he had a fielding error. Art Allison, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 at-bats, 3 hits, 1 double, 3 runs, 2 RBIs. Charlie Pabor, 6 at-bats, 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 stolen base. I'm sorry, 4 runs. Sorry, 4 runs for him, 1 stolen base. George Ewell, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at-bats, 1 hit, 1 run, 1 RBI, 2 RBIs, 1 sacrifice, 1 fielding error. Pete Donnelly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 at-bats, 3 hits, 2 runs, a stolen base, a base on balls, 2 fielding errors. Henry Berthrong's 2 at-bats, no hits. Mike Brannick, 1 at-bat, 1 hit, and he scored a run. Total batting statistics for the New York Mutuals. 4 and 4 is 8 and 4 is 12 and 5 is 17 and 5 is 22 and 6 is 28 and 6 is 34 and 5 is 39 and 5 is 44 and 2 is 46 and 1 is 47. They differ because they're counting 1 as a sack on Pete Donnelly, I think it is. They have Donnelly at 4 at-bats. I have him as an E4 in the second because he bunted for the sack, but the second baseman fumbled the bunt. So, right. Runs 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 13, 14, 16, 17. Hits 2, 5, 7, 8, 10, 13, 15, 16, 19, 20. Doubles 1, 2, 3. Triples 2. Base on balls 3. Strikeouts none. Stolen bases 1. Sacrifices 3. RBIs 1, 4, 8, 9, 11, 13. Fielding errors 2, 3, 4, 6. Let's do your pitching statistics. Zetlin gets credited with the loss. He drops to 13 and 12. He goes 5 2/3 innings for 111 pitches. He walks 1. He gives up 10 runs. 6 of them are earned. I'm sorry, he gives up 12 runs. 6 of them are earned. He gives up 13 hits as well. No strikeouts. Ned Connor goes 2 innings, not 3, 2 innings. 62 pitches, 2 walks. He gives up 4 runs, 2 of them earned. He gives up 5 runs, 4 of them earned. And he gives up 7 hits. Does not strike out a batter. And then Wally Goldsmith goes literally 1/3 inning. His pitch count was 2. No walks. No strikeouts, no runs, no earned runs, no hits. For the New York Mutuals, Riney Walters will get credited with the win. He moves to 10 and 10. He had 9 innings pitched. I have his pitch count 134. That's correct. Base on balls was, I think, 1. Yep, struck out 1 as well right at the end. Hits were 10, runs 4, but only a single run was earned. Official match attendance was 982. Match time 2 hour 54. And let's see what it's done to the standing, shall we? Let's take a look at the standing. We're going to advance one day real quick. No game on the 29th, so we advance to the 30th. The next game is a big one in the National League again. New York at 10 and 10 now will face the 14 and 11 joint National League leading Rockford Forest City. That's a massive game in the National League. Why? Let's look at the standings. American League is unchanged. Boston has lost 3 straight, but they're 12 and 5. They still have a game and a half lead over Cleveland, who are at 11 and 7. Philadelphia at 11 and 9 with 2.5 back. Washington 5.5 back at 9 and 13. Boston still got 15 games left to play. Cleveland 14. Philadelphia has 12, and Washington has just 11. Over in the National League, Chicago White Stockings at the top, 10 and 7. They are joint leaders alongside with Rockford, who are 14 and 11. The loss pulls Fort Wayne a full game back instead of Fort Wayne joining the co-leaders. New York sits at 10 and 10. They're a game and a half back now. That pulls them up to a game and a half. The Troy Haymakers are eliminated from playoff contention. They're 4 and 20. They're 9.5 back. Chicago have 15 games to play still. Rockford only have 7 left in their season. Fort Wayne also only have 7 left in their season. New York now sitting with 12 left, and Troy sitting with 8 games left. Again, 9.5 back with 8 games left. They are out of it. They are eliminated from playoff contention. Those are your standings. The next game is a big one. That 14 and 11, 8 and 2 in their last 10, 5 straight wins. The longest streak right now in the majors. They're going to be at home to the New York Mutuals, who have just broken their 2-game slide.
And 10-10. A win for New York will pull Rockford off the top by a half game. It'll also vault New York up to one game. To within one game of the Chicago White Stockings. So New York with a lot to play. Fort Rockford trying to put as many wins on the board as they can, as they look like they're going to be the ones to finish their season first. We have 2 games left in July. New York at Rockford. Washington at Chicago. As of right now on the Twitch, the schedule is the next game will be Sunday. We are going to open up Sunday with an out of the park doubleheader. Well, we're not going to play the doubleheader. We're just going to play one game. So we're going to do the Rockford game on Sunday to start a Sunday stream. So check that out Sunday. And then we are going to be back with Out of the Park on the 17th, which is going to be, I believe that's also Sunday. So definitely look forward to that. That's what we got on the schedule. Right, if you're on the YouTube, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care.